A very good evening and thank you for joining GBS News at 9. My name is Susan Nganga and our sign language interpreter tonight is Paul Mathenge. We begin this bulletin with a very own President William Ruto, where he has presided over the signing of a landmark cooperation agreement on the sidelines of the African Climate Summit in Addis Ababa, Ethiopia. The deal brings together Africa's leading development finance institution and commercial banks, pledging to mobilize up to $100 billion to accelerate Africa's green industrialization. Let's take a listen.
President Ruto challenged African leaders and financiers to move beyond rhetoric and mobilize the finance, infrastructure, and political will needed to scale up renewable energy. He stressed that Africa's strength lies in unity and collaboration, urging governments and institutions to seize the opportunity to industrialize on a low-carbon footprint.
Tomorrow, we will be launching one of Africa's largest hydro projects, renewable energy here in Ethiopia, signifying the array of opportunities that are there in the renewable energy space. And therefore, we have everything that would drive Africa's green industrialization. Africa's strength lies in integration and collaboration. No country can build competitive value chains alone, but united through shared energy systems, financial institutions, and trade corridors, and in partnership with allies, we can transform Africa from a source of raw commodities into a hub of innovation, industry, and green growth. Reaffirms our clarity and confidence that Africa will grow, Africa will industrialize, and create opportunities on a climate-safe planet.
He further called for bold action to translate the 300 gigawatt renewable energy target into concrete projects, warning against over-reliance on debt. Instead, Ruto pressed for innovative financing through public-private partnerships and investment-driven models that can unlock Africa's green potential while safeguarding economic stability.
Let us turn the 300 gigawatt target into projects, jobs, trade, and long-term prosperity for our people and for our continent. And that is why we are meeting here this afternoon, so that we can put pen to paper. And of course, making sure that we leave no African behind. As we look out for partners globally, we must have our own financial institutions appropriating the space around investment, appropriating the space around mobilizing resources. Because if we are to get other partners coming on board, our own financial institutions must take the lead. We need to find the mechanism and the bridge that will not only make us discuss money from multilateral development banks, concessional funding from IDA and all the others, but private sector money.
The president reminded the global community that Africa has already kept its side on the climate bargain. He urged partners heading into COP30 to honor their commitments, saying the continent is ready to lead the climate action and sustainable development if promises are matched with delivery. Reporting for GBS TV, I'm Paul M. Minor.
Well, indeed, a step in the right direction. Now shift the focus to matters politics, where the push for unity among opposition leaders is gaining momentum, with the coalition holding yet another strategy meeting. Top principals of the united opposition met behind closed doors today to resolve internal rifts and sharpen their game plan ahead of the upcoming by-elections. At the heart of the discussion was the launch of a formal political outfit to position the coalition for the 2027 general election. The meeting comes only days after the opposition unveiled former UNCTAD Secretary General Dr. Mukisa Kitui as its official spokesperson a move seen as part of efforts to streamline communication and strengthen its political messaging. Now moving forward, Ngunya village in Ugunja sub-county Siaya is today in celebration as residents break into song and dance to welcome 12-year-old Immaculate Atieno, who represented Kenya during last month East Africa School Games. Here are the details.
Business along the busy Ambira-Unguja road came to a standstill as boda riders, vehicles and villagers, among them pupils of Nguya Comprehensive School where Atieno studies, escorted her home. Some school programs were briefly suspended as teachers and pupils joined the community in cheering their heroine. Atieno, a grade 6 pupil, told reporters that she is determined to build on her achievement and dreams of joining the national under-15 girls team, describing her participation in the regional games as part of her football career. She expressed gratitude to her parents, teachers, and coaches for supporting her journey at such a young age.
Kwa majina naitwa Immaculate Atieno, niko katika darasa la 6. Na washukuru wote wazazi, the community, teachers yenye wamepanga hii mkutano ikakuwa hivi. Na warudishia shukrani wazazi wangu wenye wamenishika mkono hadi nikafika kule East Africa. Wamenisupport na washukuru. Hadi mwalimu wangu Mr. Anderson Kenya amenifanyia na mshukuru. Dream yangu ningependa iende mbele, natamani kuchezea Harambee Stars kuanzia under 15.
Her head teacher Dorcas Wanga praised her achievement, noting that the school has embraced the competency-based curriculum to nurture talent alongside academics. Teacher Anderson Ocheng described Atieno as disciplined and focused learner with a bright future. Her parents, George Onyango and Judith Akelo, expressed joy and surprise at her selection, with Akelo calling on well-wishers to support her daughter's ambitions.
My name is Dorcas Wanga. I'm the head of institution, Ngunya Primary and Junior School. This is the school where Immaculate is learning in grade 6, majorly grade 6B. She is a very disciplined girl, and we are celebrating this day a great talent display. It is not the first time we are celebrating Immaculate. Last year we celebrated her up to regional levels. This year we are celebrating her up to East Africa, and even in the team that she played for, there were very good reports that she was a star.
Villagers led by Rollins Omondi urged CIA leaders and government agencies to invest in sports development at the grassroots, warning that many young talents risk being wasted without proper support.
Naitwa Rollins Omondi. Mimi ni mkazi wa mtaa. Sisi ni mafans na tunapenda hawa players wetu. Kama Maino amerudi home leo, tumefurahia sana. Joe ndo player wa kwanza kutoka hapa Ngunya kutupeleka East Africa. Na tulikuwa tunaomba hivi. Tuko na maviongozi. Si wakati mnatutaka ndio mnajua kuja kwa ground. Hizi ni talent mnafahamu support. Hawa watu mna support na jerseys. Hawa watu tunaweza kuja kwenye tunataka hata wakitaka kwenda friendly match mahali mnatusupport nayo. Tutawarudishia shukrani.
Atieno's achievement is expected to inspire more pupils in Siaya and across the country to pursue sports as a career path. Community members say they hope her story will attract the attention of leaders and well-wishers who can provide their resources needed to nurture more youngsters from rural Kenya. Molin Rono for GBS News.
Well, it is always nice seeing young talents being brought to the spotlight. Now moving forward, hundreds of residents in Vihiga benefited from a free medical camp organized to mark International Charity Day. The camp was facilitated through collaboration between local churches and the Vihiga County government. It provided free medical consultation treatments, and preventive healthcare services to underserved communities, helping to improve access to healthcare for many who might otherwise struggle to afford or reach medical services. This initiative reflects a community-driven effort to bring quality healthcare closer to residents through partnership with county authorities and faith-based organizations. The camp covered a range of medical needs, contributing to improved health outcomes and greater awareness of preventive care in Vihiga County.
A little charity, hata kwa jirani, hata kwa nani. Tenda wema leo. Hata kama hujai tenda wema siku ingine, tenda wema leo kwa sababu dunia nzima ni siku ya kutenda wema. Tunawahimiza pia tukue na ile culture, the corporate, ya kufanya huduma mashinani, direct services. Kwa sababu hiyo ndio inasaidia jamii.
Waona kwamba ni vizuri kutoa huduma mashinani ili wananchi wafaidike through organizing this free medical camp ambayo tuko na many partners wamekuja like Life Care, Heart and Run, then Huduma Center ndio watu waweze kupata matibabu.
Leo nilikuja nisaidie kwa sababu mimi ni mgonjwa, mwili yote nauma tu, naona tena kwa macho kitu kinatembea naanza kutembea kwa macho.
All the services that we offer here, they are free. There are no charges that are involved. And also we have other services like dialysis services, consultation are ongoing. We have more other services that have come close to the wananchi. From the assessment that we've done since we came here, we've noticed that people are having so many problems and they really need these health services close to them.
Moving forward, the national and county governments are being urged to respect and support the networking needs of civil society organizations, with calls to recognize their critical role in shaping policies, improving governance, and driving sustainable development. Here are the details.
Former Makueni governor and human rights activist Professor Kivutha Kibwana said governments should not view civil societies as competitors in community mobilization and development, but rather as partners complementing government efforts. He emphasized that civil society organizations must be allowed their space to carry out their work, speak truth to government respectfully, and also engaged one another in strengthening accountability.
So from this meeting, one has seen the potential for civil society in terms of development work to really complement what national government can do. And one lesson learned from here is national government and county governments should not see civil society entities that are involved in development as competitors. It's a question of complementing the work, and that is why the point that was made about the public benefits organization, that's an important law to enable civil society to work better towards development.
Kibwana was speaking during a press briefing in Nyahururu after delivering a keynote address at the annual CSO Network Conference, hosted at St. Martin Catholic Social Apostolate Hall. The forum brought together community groups, faith-based organizations, and human rights groups from Nyandarua, Laikipia, and Nakuru counties. Alongside Director of St. Martin CSA Maurice Muthiga, Kibwana noted that networking enhances the collective capacity of CSOs by amplifying citizens' voices, pooling resources, and fostering democratic innovation. They, however, pointed out that financing remains one of the major challenges facing CSOs. They observed that collaborations help organizations reduce duplication of activities and better position themselves to advocate for policy reforms and improved public services.
Civil society, must have its space so that it can, do the work that it must do. Civil society has the right to speak truth to government respectfully, yes. And also, the entities within civil society themselves should be able to speak truth to each other so that there is also the necessary accountability.
The leaders expressed hope that governments will create a more enabling environment for civil society, allowing greater collaboration and networking. They said such a space will ensure CSOs contribute more effectively to community empowerment, accountability, and long-term national development. Molin Rono for GBS News.
Molin's reports takes us off for a very short break. Keep your feedback streaming into social media platforms at GBS TV Africa. The SMS line is always 21144. We'll be right back.
My name is Aurelian Chama. I'm 8 years old. I'm a grade 4 student at Waridi Utawala School. When I grow up, I'd like to be a supermodel, a doctor, a dermatologist, so that I can advise little children to deal better with their skin problems.
When was the first time ulianza sasa when was the first time you got your first title? Do you prefer painting, drawing, or playing outside?
Drawing.
Drawing. Oh, you also like to draw?
Dear future Aurelie, I'm advising you that to do better on your exams, to care for people, to care about yourself, and do good things. And if you have an opportunity, do it. Any opportunity, even if it's from modeling, dancing, singing, anything.
So today we're diving into a topic that has become rather popular right here in Kenya, the K-pop culture.
I would say K-pop invokes creativity, like mega creativity. I have friends who are creative and you see you've done that and they're like, yeah. An ex told me that K-pop girls, K-pop stan girls, it was like the men you stan look like women, and you aim to get a man that looks like that. So if you fail to find a man like that, because obviously you're in Kenya, you're not going to find a pretty man. For me, it's like I have two personalities at this point. I have my normal life and I have my army life. Because when I get into my army life, it's just like a whole new world. A community full of people who don't judge, people who accept you. Learning Korean from a Kenyan can sometimes mess you up, or they pronounce words differently, and when you speak to a native, it's like, hold up, what did you say?
I've never met like a K-pop fan. I don't know why. What am I? No, not when people want to like express themselves like I'm a K-pop fan. Unless you see them like wearing like a branded t-shirt or a branded hoodie, you realize that they're K-pop fan.
The main campaign of BTS is loving yourself, right? And K-pop has a lot of drawbacks. Just like anything else, too much of something is poisonous, yeah? And one of the drawbacks is it comes with beauty, because they have these absurd beauty standards. While BTS passed this message that you're supposed to love yourself, embrace yourself, you're just perfect the way you are. You don't have to eat less to be beautiful. You're beautiful from the inside, right? Get into BTS, it's hard to come out.
Okay.
Everywhere, GBS.
Welcome back to the bulletin, and now on to the international news. A night of terror unfolded in Nigeria's Borno state as Boko Haram militants launched a deadly assault on the village of Darul Jamal, leaving more than 60 people dead, including soldiers stationed at nearby military base. The attack, one of the deadliest in recent months, has reignited fears across the region and raised urgent questions about security along the Nigerian-Cameroon border. Let's take a listen.
More than 60 people have been killed in a deadly overnight attack by Boko Haram militants in Nigeria's northeastern Borno state. The assault targeted the village of Darul Jamal, located near the Nigeria-Cameroon border. Among the dead are at least 5 soldiers, with dozens of civilians also caught in the violence. Homes and vehicles were set ablaze, leaving the community in shock and mourning.
We need maximum security deployment, but not like the ones we have who may retreat from the fight and leave behind the lives of the civilians in danger.
Darul Jamal had only recently begun to recover after a year of displacement caused by insurgent activities in the region. Boko Haram, which has waged a violence campaign since 2009, has repeatedly targeted the villages and military installations across Borno State.
Very sad. This community was resettled some months ago, and they are going about their normal businesses, but unfortunately they had a Boko Haram attack yesterday. So we are here purposely to commiserate with them and to build their resilience. We have to take note that the numerical strength of the Nigerian army is not enough to contain the situation. Some months back, we had a meeting in Abuja with the National Security Advisor and other heads of security agencies on the need to establish what we call the forest guards.
Governor Babagana Zulum visited the site, pledging support for victims and urging the deployment of forest guard to bolster security. The Nigerian government is under pressure to protect communities and prevent further loss of life in the region. Reporting for GBS TV, I'm Ibrahim Said.
Now shifting the focus, the Economic Community of Central African States has a new president, Ezekiel Nibigira, Burundi's former foreign minister. He was appointed to a 5-year term at a meeting in Equatorial Guinea, succeeding Angola's Gilberto Verissimo.
Community of Central Africa States has new president, Burundi's former foreign minister Ezekiel Nibigira, with a doctorate in business administration and finance, is a member of parliament for Burundi's ruling CNDD-FDD and a leading figure in the party. He also served as Burundi's ambassador to Kenya and minister in charge of the East African community. But the task ahead is doubting with the security situation in Eastern Democratic Republic of the Congo topping the agenda. An ally in the DRC, Burundi has tense relations with Rwanda, which backs the M23 rebel group fighting alleged forces in the country. Kigali has left ECAS, accusing the organization of siding with Kinshasa over the ongoing violence. Established in 1983, ECASA aims to maintain peace, security and stability among its members and develop an integrity economic community. Reporting for GBS TV, I'm Paul M. Minor.
Thousands of young Nepalese, mainly from Generation Z, protested in Kathmandu and other major cities against the government's ban on social media platforms such as Facebook, X, YouTube, and TikTok, as well as widespread corruption. The protest, organized by groups such as Hami Nepal, represents a broader outcry against political corruption, nepotism, and inequality, alongside objections to government censorship embedded in the social media bans. Protesters carried signs condemning corruption and the social media ban.
We are the movement. हामीले चाहिँ यो आन्दोलनलाई एकदमै लामो समयसम्म लाग्नु पर्ने हुँदा अभियानको पनि we are the movement. जनजी पुस्ता चिच्चाउँछ साथी देखिने छ र जनजी साथीहरु.
It is time for us to take a short break. Keep your feedback streaming into our social media platforms at GBS TV Africa. The SMS line is 21144. We'll be right back.
Ufadhili umekuwa vipi?
Nadhani ukiangalia our culture ama our mindset kwa hii nchi, watu wanaona ni kama michezo hakuna pesa.
Nini itakufanya uende ukaekeze kwa kandanda?
So ukitazama uangalie kuna ile mambo ya impact ambayo utapata kwa your brand. So if you want to align your brand na ile na hiyo football, it's a plus.
Yes.
So what we are trying to do with our investors now, I can tell you for free, H-Pesa, we also have Nutrien, who are fintech companies, financial technology companies, who now we are working together. They have come to us because of the numbers we have.
Maybe if you look, maybe FC and other teams, are you regulating when you put your money?
In FC.
Not at all, not at all. We say numbers never lie. So
yes, numbers never lie.
They'll always tell you the truth. Innovation is what drives change. And in the technology space, it's what you do different than the gaps that you see that make you better than the rest.
The candidates ambao wanawania hizo viti, what's the most question we would ask all of them?
Now my next big concern, how can we monetize football in this country?
I think my question would be very simple. How do you bring more people? How do you make football so attractive that most people can invest in it?
The Manen prides itself in character education, focusing on the world of the heart of the kids and developing them to be able to be strong enough. We are student-oriented in that we try as much as possible to have an individualized learning. That is why we have limited our number, especially for each class of students, to have a maximum of 15 students.
The ratio of the teacher to student is 1:2, which means we can give our students maximum time in the house of cooperation in terms of academics.
And away from that, also, we build them around life skills. You know, we have programs that make them not only academicians, but also give them a space to have an emotional quotient, you know, develop them, and especially using the Bible.
I call this school a good school because the second my mom saw it, she saw it was Christian-based.
The school also supports the character building to our students, and this equips our students to be a strong person in the society, giving them a strong mindset so that they can be able to face challenges wherever they go in their lives after school. And it has been a nice experience how we interact with them.
One thing I like about the school is how teachers are so considerate and caring. If you don't understand anything, no matter how long it's gonna take, they're gonna stand by you and guide you till you understand it.
I really like the environment with the people, the teachers, the principal.
And the reason why I love this school is because they teach us how to have a strong and open mindset that we can use to find a good sense of direction, both as we are in school learning and out of school in the world around us.
And I like the sports that we play for PE. Like sometimes we play table tennis, we can play football, we match, and on Fridays we have games.
Everywhere, GBS.
Welcome back to the bulletin, and now tens of thousands gathered on Brazil's Independence Day to rally in favor of Bolsonaro, who faces charges of attempting a coup following his 2022 election defeat. The Sao Paulo protest drew about 40,000 people, including Bolsonaro's wife Michelle, and featured Brazilian and U.S. flags highlighting support from some some of the leaders, that is President Donald Trump, Bolsonaro remains under house arrest and could face a prison sentence of over 40 years if convicted. Counter demonstrations also occurred calling for his conviction and rejecting amnesty proposals for Bolsonaro's and others involved in the January 2023 government building attacks. The protests reflect polarized political tension in Brazil as the court's ruling approaches.
Quero dizer para vocês mais uma vez que nós não temos plano B. O nosso plano é Bolsonaro candidato a presidente. Ponto. É possível celebrar a independência sem liberdade? Dá para ter independência sem liberdade? Brasil, levanta essa bandeira. Dá para ter independência sem liberdade?
And now moving forward, in a joint statement, both sides confirmed they've agreed to a mediation, that is the family and the government of Zambia, a process aimed at balancing state protocols with the family's personal wishes and preserving the dignity of the late president. The dispute began in June after Lungu died in South Africa. His family initially sought a private burial abroad, citing emotional strain and concerns over political interference, particularly from President Hichilema.
In a joint statement, both sides confirmed they've agreed to a mediation process aimed at balancing state protocols with the family's personal wishes and preserving the dignity of the late president. The dispute began in June after Lungu's death in South Africa. His family initially sought a private burial abroad.
South Korea is arranging to fly back more than 300 of its nationals who were caught up in a large immigration raid at the Hyundai battery manufacturing plant in Georgia, USA. The raid, conducted by U.S. immigration authorities, detained about 475 workers, most of them South Koreans, accused of working illegally. The South Korean government has negotiated with U.S. officials to secure the release and repatriation of the workers, with plans to send a charter flight soon. In response to the raid, U.S. President Donald Trump defended the immigration operation, stating it did not harm U.S.-South Korea relationship. He called on foreign companies to respect U.S. immigration laws, urging them to bring skilled workers legally and to hire untrained American workers. Trump also expressed openness.
ICE was doing right because they were here illegally. But we do have to work something out where we bring in experts so that our people can be trained so that they can do it themselves. Does that make sense? ICE was doing right because they were here illegally. But we do have to work something out where we bring in experts so that our people can be trained so that they can do it themselves. Does that make sense?
And now for sports lovers, it's time for your most favorite segment of the bulletin, the sports news. Let's get sporty. And now on to the sports news. KCB Rugby reaffirmed their dominance in the 7th circuit this weekend, clinching the 2025 Kabereri Sevens title with a commanding 20-10 win over Daystar Falcons at the FUEA grounds in Nairobi. The Bankers outclassed the Falcons in a physical and fast-paced final, capitalizing on early momentum rather than clinical finishing. The victory not only secured KCB valuable points in the Sport Pesa National 7th circuit, but also extended their overall lead to 9 points, putting them in prime position to claim the national crown with just one leg remaining. With standout performances from Festus Sihisi and Floyd Wabuire, KCB's title charge looks increasingly unstoppable as they continue to blend experience with youth under new coaching leadership. Let's take a listen.
KCB Rugby Club stormed to victory at the 2025 Kabereri 7, defeating Daystar Falcons 2010 in a thrilling finale at the Rufera grounds. Led by standouts Festus Siasi and Floyd Wabuire, the Bankers delivered a powerful performance that extended their lead in the National 7th circuit to 9 points. The win puts KCB within touching distance of the overall title as the team continues its comeback under new coach Dennis Mwanja. Despite the loss, Daystar Falcons made history by reaching their first ever circuit final, signaling a new era of competition in Kenyan rugby. Achieng Sylvia, reporting at GBS TV, Nairobi.
Now moving forward, it was a total domination in the Euro showdown at Spain, dismantled Turkey with a stunning 6-0 victory. From the first whistle to the last, La Roja, while in complete control, showcasing flair, precision, and ruthless finishing. A crushing defeat for Turkey and a powerful statement from Spain, who now emerge as serious contenders in the tournament. As they trashed Turkey 6-0 in a one-sided Euro clash from the opening minutes. La Roja took control, dictating the pace with slick passing and clinical finishing. Goal after goal silenced the Turkish defense, leaving fans stunned and the scoreline unforgettable. With this dominant win, Spain sent a clear message to their rivals. They are not just here to compete, they are here to conquer. To the end of our news bulletin tonight here at GBS News at 9. My name is Susan Nganga. Our sign language interpreter tonight has been Paul Mathenge. Good night.